excited about this fitness journey. I am focusing on whole foods, I'm adding more protein to my plate, and I'm progressing with those basic movements at the gym. That's cool, but just remember that if you want any results, you have to cut all carbs. Oh, okay. Seriously, dude, I went keto. It's the only thing that works. Excuse me, the only thing that's gonna work is if you go vegan. You really should take this supplement if you want to lose weight. Just so you know, the only way to build muscle is the way I do it. Remember to do 1 hour of cardio a day and track everything that you eat. Wait, what? I want to completely simplify your fitness journey. There is so much information out there when it comes to training, nutrition, and it can just be so overwhelming. We're gonna completely break it down. I'm gonna actually give you a full workout program. I'm also gonna give you the structure on how you could create your own training program from now on, how you're gonna continuously develop and grow stronger. I'm gonna give you some nutrition guidance if you just want it to be as simple, as easy to follow and to do in your day-to-day.
And the point of me giving you these guidelines is so that you can make them fit into whatever lifestyle, whatever goals, nutrition preferences, and life that makes you feel at your best.
Because we have a life, we want fitness to be something that is there for us to make us stronger, make us happy, feel more fulfilled and joyful throughout the day. We should just get into it. If you think you're gonna like this video, it would help me out so much if you gave me a like, if you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell. It really helps my channel grow and it helps these videos come out to more people. And we love that. I want for more people to know how easy and simple it actually can be and that we don't need to make it so complicated. I want to give you some workout programs, but first I just want to kind of explain my thought process when I am building and creating a workout program, because this way you're going to learn how to actually create your own programs and use all of the exercises that you know are going to be the most beneficial for your body and your goals. What I always do is I start with the heaviest compound movement. Obviously I start with a warm-up, but once I'm warmed up, I start off with the heaviest compound movement. And what a compound movement is basically just a movement where you're using more muscles at once. So for example, a squat. In a squat, you're using your thighs, you're using your hamstrings, your glutes, your core, your calves. There's just a bunch of muscles that are in use. So a squat, for example, or a deadlift would be an incredible exercise to start off with in your leg day. It's gonna feel like the most hard one, so it's also nice to just get out of the way. The next thing that I like to do with my workout programs is then I pick 2 to 3 also compound movements that are using more than one muscle, but lighter compound movements. So that could be like maybe lunges or single leg deadlifts or hip thrusts. And then I like to end off my workout with some isolated movements where you're only really squeezing and focusing on one single movement. What I just gave you here could be an incredible workout.
Starting off with squats, then going to lunges, doing a single leg deadlift, then doing a little bit of hip thrusts for that booty, and then ending up with some leg extensions and a hamstring curl. Another example of a leg workout that would work really well is starting off with a deadlift, which is a super heavy compound movement. Then for our a little bit lighter compound movements, we could add the Bulgarian split squat, followed by a leg press and a kickback, and then ending up at the abduction machine and the adduction machine. These are the kinds of workouts I really enjoy doing. But let me clarify, this is not the only way that you can work out and see progress. This is just to make it simple for you if you're looking for a workout program or you want to try something new. So feel free to save these, and in the next point, I'm gonna share with you how you can continuously push yourself through using these same movements. But first, let's move on to upper body. For the upper body, we can do that all together, or maybe you'll want to split that up into a push-pull. A push day is typically including some chest, some shoulders, and some triceps, where a pull day is more of a back, bicep, and forearms if you're into that kind of stuff. For the push workout, and another workout that you can go ahead and steal could be starting off with an incline chest press, then going to an overhead press. Those two are both pretty heavy compound movements. Then you could move into a tricep extension, followed by a dumbbell chest fly, and then ending up with some isolated movements such as a lateral shoulder raise and a tricep pull down. A pull workout could consist of starting off with some pull-ups, assisted if you need, or maybe a bent over barbell or dumbbell rows. Then you could move on to a cable pull down, or maybe a cable row, bicep curls, which you can kind of play around with. There's so many different ways to do these exercises. Then you could go to a banded or a cable pull apart. And if you really want those biceps to burn, end up with a little bicep burner. If you want to do an upper body and lower body split, you can absolutely just mix and match these exercises that I just gave you now. And the same goes with your full body program. The exercises that will give us the absolute most results are typically those basic basic exercises. Typically, it's recommended to do 8 to 12 reps for 3 to 5 sets when you want to build muscle. But again, as long as you're pushing your muscles past what they previously have been able to do, you'll see progress. Typically, lower reps help you build incredible strength and higher reps help you build muscle endurance. We'll chat about abs and cardio as well in this video, but first, a word in the kitchen. Since we're talking about simplifying our fitness journey today, I want to talk to you about the sponsors of today's video, Factor. They have so many delicious, healthy meal options, whether you're into keto, vegan, chef's choice, or calorie smart, to make your fitness journey really, really simple. They also have veggie options, which include seafood, meat, and plant-based meals. You can choose to get 4 to 18 meals per week and always add more or reduce the intake depending on like how much you need. I've been waiting to open this one because I wanted to show you this one because this is one of my favorites. It's the salmon. But throughout this week, I've been eating chicken one, a turkey one, a taco style one. Like, they have so many delicious options, but I saved the salmon just for you. It's just super convenient when you're a little bit busy or shooting 1,000 videos like I'm planning on doing today. Both Factor and Green Chef, who I also love, are both owned by HelloFresh. I'm so excited. It's so good. And if this is something you want to try, they've been so kind to offer you $120 off your first 5 weeks with Factor. You just have to go to go.factor75.com/plans and use the code Pernilla120. They also have these really delicious like smoothies that I've been drinking. Go to go.factor75.com/plans and use the code Pernilla120. And now let's get back to some more tips on how to simplify your fitness journey. And all of these exercises you can basically do with your dumbbells at home. You can use a Smith machine or a barbell. Like, there's different ways to adjust these exercises to make them work wherever you are with whatever equipment that you have available. If you're trying to go heavy, I highly recommend that before compound movements or heavy lift that you do a few warm-up sets. You could start off doing 20 reps of a really light weight, then 12 reps of a little bit heavier weight, maybe 8 reps of a weight that's almost at your actual lifting weight, just to make sure that that muscle group is nice and warm so that we prevent any injuries and that you're able to actually push through and do your best. And we're only able to do that if we're actually warmed up. Now, first off, I want you to see how I have attached my microphone because it broke. Secondly, let's talk about abs. I like to add weights to my ab workouts. If you're more in the beginner stage, definitely don't do that. Work your way up and slowly add a little bit more weights. And then you can slowly, after a few months, start to add a few weights to your ab workouts. My recommendation would be to go for 20 reps of 3 sets for every exercise and choose maybe 2 to 4 exercises depending on whether you're working out your abs 3 times a week or maybe even 6 times a week. But my absolute biggest recommendation when it comes to training your abs is to actually squeeze the muscle, really focus. It's one thing to just go through the motion. It's a completely different thing, really, with working out any muscle group when you're tensing and squeezing and focusing on every single rep. Highly recommend that. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the only way to train your abs. Having abs has so much to do with your body fat percentage, so some people may not even need to do more than a couple of crunches a week to have visible abs. This has a lot to do with the amount of calories you eat and the amount of calories that you burn, but we'll get back to that when we talk about food and cardio later in this video. You may have heard the term progressive overload, and yes, progressive overload is essential for your muscles to grow, but let me just break down what that actually means. Let's say that for the first week, you did lateral raises for your delicious shoulders. You used 5 pounds and you did that for 10 reps. That means next time, if that felt good to you, you can go for 11 reps. And that means that you pushed your muscle just a little bit harder than you did the previous time. You could also go up and do 6 pounds or 7 pounds if you felt like you could push yourself a little bit extra. Or let's say you did 3 sets. The next time, you're gonna do 4 sets. That's basically all that progressive overload means. Going a little bit harder every time you work out. There's different ways that you can do this. You can also lower your rest time, or you can see if you can go more slowly and controlled. Time under tension is what that's called. So there's different ways to do that. Just make sure that for every workout you push yourself a little bit harder. That way your muscles are gonna continue to grow, continue to get a little bit stronger week after week. And that's what we want, right? And now here's the truth about these different diets out there. There's vegan bodybuilders, there's keto bodybuilders, there's fit people who eat a ton of carbs, there are fit people who do not. I believe that all approaches have some benefits to them, but different individuals have different preferences. So what you gotta figure out is what is gonna feel the best for you. When it comes to lowering your body fat percentage or weight, it all comes down to the calories in versus the calories out. And so it doesn't really matter what approach you choose to go with. If you're consistent, eventually you will reach your goal if your calorie intake matches your goal. Together with eating enough protein for your muscles to grow, of course. If you're wanting to make your fitness journey as easy and simple as possible and you've never counted macros before and you just feel like it's a little bit overwhelming, then I like this trick instead. Instead of focusing on counting your macros, counting your calories, being so obsessed with eating to the T, to the point of what you maybe think you should be eating, a much simpler way is just to focus on eating as much whole foods as possible. If you eat whole foods and you also make sure to include protein with every meal, I believe that you more or less are gonna naturally eat the amount of food that your body needs to both build muscle. Maybe if you need to lose weight, I think that naturally when you are eating whole foods, when you are paying attention and enjoying the food that you're eating, like really being present with your food, I think that your body is naturally going to be able to tell you when your body is full. Plus, when we just focus on eating whole foods, our body gets so many delicious micronutrients that are gonna help you stay energized and help you focus and help just feel clean and feel good throughout the day. That definitely is a very much simpler version of looking at your food. A general rule of thumb, if you wanna get in enough protein, is to eat 1-ish gram per lean pound of body weight. But again, we want to simplify this. So when you're eating your meal, an easy little tip that you can think about is just to add enough protein that you could have it in your palm like this. If you add that on top of your veggies and then maybe have sweet potato or whatever carbs that you are eating, I think that that's gonna be the simple way of looking at it. And that can be anything plant-based, it can be anything chicken, eggs, or whatever you enjoy. I think that if we get our protein in from different sources, that's even better. And with that being said, it's not necessary at all to be eating any of the fitness supplements that are out there. Yes, protein powder can be beneficial to help us get in more protein, but that doesn't mean it's necessary. It's first of all processed, so I try to limit it as much as possible, but I do have some protein every day just to increase my protein intake. But I could have easily gotten that protein from eating extra egg whites with my eggs in the morning or something else. So these supplements are definitely never necessary, but they can be helpful in certain situations. A lot of the supplements that are out there though are not needed. A very frequent question that I get asked very often is, do I need to do cardio to lose weight to gain body fat? And the answer is no. It's all about total calories in, total calories out. Growing up, I always did a ton of cardio in the form of dancing, but it wasn't until I changed my diet and I started weightlifting that I actually saw the results that I really wanted. So just to make it super clear, if you want to lose weight, you can either do that by lowering your calorie intake or increasing your movement throughout the day. And there's so many different ways to do that. It doesn't have to be on a treadmill at the gym. Something that can actually be just as beneficial and incredible for the soul and a lot easier for people to overcome creating a habit when it comes to moving their body more is just to go on a 30-minute walk every single day. You can do that while you're taking phone calls, maybe listening to music, podcasts, something motivational that will help you stay on track. Keep on going in those workouts and eating your healthy foods. I think that if you just go on walks, or at least starting off with that, that is like an easier thing to incorporate into your daily life if you just want this to be as simple as possible. I think oftentimes we're also complicating things because it's easier to continue to do research and to continue to ask around instead of just get started. We're kind of scared, nervous of committing and going full out. But my absolute best tip for you right now in this moment is figure out what is it that you actually want, why do you want it, and create an action plan. The action plan should include what are your nutrition habits going to be to make you feel at your best and to reach your goal. What is your workout program going to be, which we already went over. over. Just get really clear on that and then commit to these things. Really commit, because once we've committed, when we've made that promise to ourselves, it's so much easier to not have to have that inner battle with ourselves all day, every day. Should I eat some cake right now? Do I need to go to the gym today? All of these different options come up in our mind, but if we've committed, if we've made a really clear decision with ourselves, we're not even gonna have to deal with those voices. And we don't want to deal with those voices, because the voices are just gonna take away the energy that we could use at the gym. We don't want that. The thing that's probably going to simplify your fitness journey the absolute most is that when you get the thought, oh, I need to go work out, that you just do it right away. Because what we spend the absolute most time on, the absolute most challenging, is to overcome that voice in our head that is too lazy, that doesn't feel like it, that has 1,000 excuses. And once we learn, or at least get better, grow within just doing it right away and not letting or allowing that voice to take control over our life, our fitness journey becomes so much more simple. It really is that inner voice that is gonna stop us anytime we want to do something, but we then end up not doing it anyway. It's because that inner voice has become stronger than the voice, the inner soul voice that wants to achieve this certain goal. So we really just gotta not allow it to stop us, because you freaking deserve to do this if this is something you want. If you want to learn a little bit more, if you do want to get into tracking your macros or how to transform your body, I have a video on that you can check out. If not, I hope that you can just right now plan out, what are you gonna do? What's your next month gonna look like? What's your day gonna look like? Simplify it for yourself. What are your simple guidelines? What's your training program? What's your nutrition? What's your daily habits that are gonna set you up for success? Are you gonna make a morning routine? Are you gonna set yourself up for success? Make that plan, commit to it, and then freaking crush it. I'm sure you already knew of all of these things before even watching this video. Sometimes we just need to hear them again and then find that motivation and get committed. I hope the absolute most success for you on this incredible fitness journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, it really, really helps my channel grow. I would so appreciate it. And ring the notification bell and subscribe button if you want to stick around. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.